Hello, everybody, and welcome again to this edition of MBH Fireside Chat. Today's guest is Kevin Potter from Guildprime Construction. And so he is in the construction segment, and he is also one of the first investors in the MBH model. So he has a little bit more longevity than some of the other principals that you've met so far. And so I want to welcome Kevin. Hi, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks, Melissa.
Good. So can you tell everybody where you are located? What part of the world?
Yeah, we're located in Essex in the UK, which is just outside London.
Very cool. And so, like most of our principals, we are scattered throughout the globe. One of the unique factors of MBH is that we are a global company that think and work together as one. And so when we talk about the fireside chat, I always talk about what does a fireside chat look like for you? Where are you sitting by the fire from your neck of the woods?
Yeah, well, my fireside is, I've actually just built myself a new property, and I've got a lovely big fireplace. So yeah, a lovely cold winter's evening, sitting by the fire. Yeah, in cold, snowy Essex is perfect place to be sitting by the fireside, looking out into the woods.
Yeah, it can get pretty cold up in the UK. So
yes, it can. Yeah.
For me, it's I live on the beach, so I love the beach bonfire kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of unique. All right, so let's talk about Guildprime. How long has Guildprime been in business?
Guildprime started in 1985. That's when I formed Guildprime. I was working on my own for a few years, and yeah, Guildprime, my accountant told me we had to form a limited company, and that was back in 1985.
Wow, so 36 years later, and
yeah.
you still have a passion for building?
Yes, absolutely. I've always been passionate about wood, but joinery, high quality finishes, and actually something that Guildprimes we've always tried to be top of our game. Quality and finishes that Guildprime provides, it's just exemplary, and it's quality over everything. So we always hand out the best possible projects, and we've worked with some wonderful clients over the years, some of the best retail, residential clients, anywhere in the world. So yeah, we've done some lovely projects, and I still get excited about handing over a fantastic project. So still definitely just as passionate.
It's funny, when we were talking before, you said you started this when you were 12, right? Your construction.
making skateboards for my friends. Yeah, from 12-year-olds. Yeah, I had my own workshop at 14. I saved my money. I bought my own woodworking machinery. I must have been some geek at 14.
And did you learn that from your family?
No, it was self-taught. I had an uncle that was a joiner. He taught me some things. I used to subscribe to Practical Woodworker, which was a woodwork magazine. 12 years old. So a lot of it was self-taught. I got a scholarship at 15 to go to the London College of Furniture, and I've turned that down. I just worked in a local workshop for a year before carrying on with my own workshop. So,
very cool.
Yeah, I've always been into woodwork, but it's not a family trait. It's not a family. No one in the family apart from an uncle is a carpenter.
You know, it's pretty unique is when we talk to the principals, is that one of the unique things is that you can't get talent like this because it's our passions, right? So you still smile talking about a deal 30 years later, and you can't buy that, that's one thing, and you can't hire that, right?
No, exactly. And it is eye-opening to speak to all the other companies that's come into the group and say they're all passionate and leaders in their industry, and it's such a joy to talk to the other people, the other principals, and with their passion, and to trade ideas with all the other principals in the agglomeration.
So when did you actually join MBH as a company?
In May 2019.
Okay, so you're fairly one of the, we call them like the founders, right? You're like
Yeah.
the founding companies. What made you, what was the desire for you to join MBH?
Well, there wasn't much of a desire at the beginning. It was, I was talking to one of the principals of Deboulet, who's another company. It's the first company in the construction sector, and it was just by chance that they had joined MBH, and it was something I wasn't particularly looking to sell the company. And I think that's one of the things that attracted me, because then they wasn't really looking for companies that were for sale, you know, so they buy companies that are not for sale, and that was certainly my at the time. Yes, looking for an exit strategy at some stage, but it's just I'm talking rubbish now.
Yeah. One of the, I love that what you said, you're not buying companies that are not for sale, right? You're companies that are not for sale. And was the opportunity for expansion or growth one of the driving factors for you?
Yes, certainly. It's always difficult in the construction industry to climb up the ladder, to get the larger contracts, to get the first £1 million contract was very difficult for us. Then you get the next £2 million contract, and clients always looking at, they wouldn't give you more than say 1/3 of your contract as your turnover for the year is a contract. So it's always been trying to break through that glass ceiling, and that's one of the big benefits of us joining MBH. We're now tendering and winning much larger projects. Yeah.
And so you joined MBH in 2019, and a year later, the whole world stops.
Yes.
So how did COVID affect the construction sector? And what did it do immediately? And then what are you seeing right now? And what do you think is going to be the future?
Yeah, I mean, when COVID first hit, I mean, the construction sector in the UK carried on working all the way through. It was everybody else was shut down, but they kept the construction industry going. But it was very challenging. We had to put lots of different procedures in place and make sure everybody was protected. But slowly, projects were being delayed, projects put on hold, new projects that were due to start got delayed. So it was a very challenging year for all sorts of reasons. Trying to the supply chain, materials running out of stock, and just looking after the safety of all the site guys. Office was fine. We put everybody working from home. That worked exceptionally well. Everybody pulled together. So the office was fine working from home, but obviously we can't fit out a store or somebody's property working from home. So. But yeah, so last year it was a difficult, challenging year. But now all those projects that got delayed last year are coming back online now this year, and with a whole spate of new projects coming online. So at the moment, we've never seen the industry so busy and so buoyant. There's still challenges, material-wise, whether it's come from Brexit or from COVID. There's been a difficulty in some of the supply chain. But yeah, we're getting through that, and it's certainly, we're tendering and winning, lots of projects at the moment. So yeah, the whole construction industry in the UK is looking very good.
And you have currently 28 employees, and you work with multiple subcontractors.
That's right, yeah.
During COVID, did you have to lay anybody off?
No, we kept everybody on. We didn't lay anybody off. We didn't use a furlough scheme, so we've kept everybody employed. So yeah, no, it was just a challenging year. I mean, our turnover went down a little bit last year, but bear in mind we was projected like the highest turnover ever last year, so we ended up being just a sort of plateauing on the turnover. But that's certainly coming back online now for this year.
Did keeping your employees help the morale of your company, you think?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think that's one thing. We've just recently gone through all of our appraisals, and it's one thing that's come up time and time again is people appreciate the fact that we've kept everybody on and keep busy. So
yeah. And so currently, I believe there's 6 construction companies on the construction segment sector of MBH.
Yeah.
How do you guys work together, and what do you think is the advantage of being on a sector like that with MBH?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, and that's one of the sort of the best things about being in the agglomeration is talking to the other construction companies. Certainly through the beginning of COVID, where we was all putting together new procedures, and we was all sharing resources amongst the group. If somebody, was managing to get hold of COVID tests to put on site earlier than others, then we was using their suppliers. So we've all pulled together and we've all used resources. We've shared subcontractors. So that's one thing I wasn't expecting from the agglomeration. Again, over the years, met lots of different companies, managing directors, and you have conversations, but you're very, very guarded about what information you're going to share. But suddenly in an agglomeration, you're happy to help everybody else in there. Yeah. So, you are sharing the resources, sharing ideas, saving other companies money. And and again, if another company is looking for a bit of work, then we're subbing contracts across the companies as well. So that's been it's something I wasn't expecting, and it's been a fantastic, fantastic experience.
Yeah, one of the byproducts of that, where you don't really understand that till you're on the platform, right?
No.
Right. So one of the things, I was talking to Vicki Smith from Hobson House. She had the home care sector, right? So that really got impacted.
Yes.
They were kind of cooped up. And it was nice that Ian from Geisha came and built them an outdoor facility so that they could benefit. And then again, it's truly one company helping another.
Yeah.
And
you see what they went through. I mean, you think, we had it hard in the construction industry, but they're looking in the care home and what they went through with the residents and all that. Yeah, you think, what we went through was nothing.
yeah, compared to what they had. And it was interesting too. She said, with the Hobson House, Samuel Hobson House, what they do is they send their staff for training at Acadia, sorry.
Yeah.
And so it's nice that we're promoting business within, and that, like you said, is the byproduct of being on that platform is you truly are unguarded, because your success is also really going to be my success, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, you couldn't be happier to help all the other companies, and that's been. We have once a fortnight with all the construction companies. We have a Zoom meeting. We all get together and we discuss different issues and share resources, and that's been just truly remarkable that we can do that, and just happy to help another construction company out. Whereas before you do so, but very, very guardedly.
And I have to give credit to the leadership of the board of MBH on that, because Vicki has been very instrumental in seeing the needs of all the principals, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And she puts a lot of support services around us. So
Vicki's been fantastic for all the companies, for the board. I don't know where she gets the time and all the energy from, but yes.
I say that too. She's crazy. All right, so if there are businesses that are looking at this as a possibility of joining MBH, what advice would you give to them, and what could you share about your experience?
Yeah, so definitely go forward with it. I mean, I was guarded initially. I mean, this is why I spoke to Debule. I spoke to their MD, and I was like, surely they're going to buy you, or they've bought you. So what has changed? I know you said they don't change anything. They're not going to change any activity. Not going to change anything that's got to happen within inside a business. And I really didn't believe that nothing changed, but they'd been with inside MBH for 6 months, and I said, no, nothing changes. It's all for the good or the bad. It stays the same, and it's still on the principals and the management team to drive the company forward. And MBH, they help you, they assist you in lots of different ways, but at the end of the day, the company stays the same. It's your company, and that's what I liked about it, is the fact that I've spent 30 odd years building Guildprime up with a reputation, and I didn't want that to be changed, and that just, it just ticked all the boxes for me that we could carry on growing the company and be part of a much larger organisation and win the larger tenders.
Yeah, I think that was very unique too. I didn't feel like, I kept expecting something to happen afterwards,
Yeah.
and it was business as usual. But I also found for me was I became a better businesswoman because of it. I think because I learned new skills, like watching you guys, and David Hunter from ADT Taxi. He and I came on about a week apart from each other, so I call him my brother in MBH.
Yeah.
But he happened to be a director in marketing, and he was sharing some techniques with us on some of the calls, and that was very helpful. I learned how to do my books better. That was a big improvement. So
yeah, there has been lots of improvement, but it's been improvements, just by speaking to the other principals and seeing how they're doing things. You think actually that's better than what we're doing. So how can we improve it? And they're very happy just to send over all the information. There's no guarded keeping this for themselves. It's, if they can help other companies, then we're all helping each other out. And it is something that I was just not expecting, and that's been a huge bonus.
Mm. And so if you're looking at it from an investor's point of view, because you have shares in the company, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And, what do you think is appealing for an investor who wants to invest their capital into this company? Why do you think it's a safe or a good investment for them?
Well, I think that they're just buying a unique bunch of companies that are top of their field, profit making, been around for many, many years, and they couldn't do that on their own. We're now 26 companies strong, and it's the board is doing an amazing job selecting the right companies from, like you just mentioned, David Hunter. The taxi companies, which is what they're doing in their field. I mean, they're top of their game. The construction sector, we are all good companies at the top of our game. De Boulay, one of the best restaurant fit out companies in the UK. Guildprime, the best fit out company in the UK in our sector. Geisha, they're working for some of the most prestigious properties in London, and you couldn't buy that individually. That's the MBH board has done a fantastic job of selecting the right companies. The education vertical and what they're doing. I mean, they're just they're bringing in some of the best tenders. They're winning their outlook, and what they're doing is just growing. It's fantastic. We're now part of a very select group of amazing companies, and you couldn't do that as an investor on your own without putting in the amount of work that the MBH board are doing.
Yeah, I was surprised when I found out. Talking to the screening process you said to get on there in 2020 when I came on, they had interviewed and took in applications for over 1,000 companies. 1,000 companies, and 12 of us went on. So they are very selective in choosing that uniqueness.
And that was I was concerned about that when I joined, because I think, are they just going to let anybody come in? I like the people that was in there at the moment, and I spoke to everybody. I thought this is but they've carried on that, and it's got to be the right fit. It's the right principle, the right company, the right ethos, and they're maintaining that. They're not just taking anybody on. They are very, very selective, and the companies that are in the group are doing amazing.
Yeah, and it was interesting that they only take the profitable companies, right? Whereas they look at like the Uber model, the Amazon model, and so investors lose money for good 20 years. Before they start earning, and actually Uber hasn't earned any money, right?
No, that's right. And and we've been around for most companies decades, and always making a profit. So that is important. There's lots of companies out there that are struggling and not making a profit, but MBH is very, very selective, which is good for the investors.
Yeah, and you can't buy that pool of talent. You can't hire it. You can't. It just really is a unique dynamic, and I think it will catch on. I don't think you should judge a company necessarily by its share price necessarily, but and that's why we're doing the MBH Fireside Chats, because I want you to like see behind the veil, right? So
Yeah,
see,
this is meet the people behind the companies and the passion which is out there. And say it is, we are just a good bunch of businesses and people that have got the main passion about all their industries. Yes, it's going to be. It is. Yeah, the share price is obviously very disappointing. It's strange where it is and why it's gone down. But to be honest, I mean, I'm certainly not looking at the share price. It's we're growing the correct way. We're doing all the right things, and eventually people will catch on and catch up. And that's that can only go in one way.
yeah, and so like the businesses that we attract, right? We want long-term players, long-term, right? So we're not looking for the investors that are looking for the quick pickup,
No.
Right? Our businesses have longevity to them. I mean, I think the average right now is over 13 years of industry experience. So if you look like that, we want to attract those kind of investors that look at profitable companies over long-term growth. And so if you're one of those investors watching this today, it's worth looking into and seeing the talent behind each of these different individual companies,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Any other last thoughts you'd say about MBH or your company itself?
No, just like MBH, I think we're certainly going to continue to grow. Obviously, there's lots of new companies that's just coming along in the pipeline. Some very exciting, and it's looking like very exciting times going forward. Certainly, so we discuss say fortnightly all the construction companies, and we are very looking forward to the next busy 2 or 3 years ahead of us. So it's looking like exciting times.
Very cool. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Fireside Chats with MBH. And I thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
All right.